Hey everybody, it's Shauvon, that guy from the video that you're watching. I just thought that I would take a little break from working on Giant Truck because I've made so much progress on it. So I only have one video so far about Giant Truck, but the thing is that I just got back the other day from Brickworld Indianapolis, which is a 2-day Lego expo in Indianapolis that they have every year. I don't know when they started. I don't know how many times they've done this, but this one was awesome. And I was there on Sunday, drove up and dealt with being in Indiana for a day. But it was worth it because it was really cool, saw a lot of really cool stuff, and I'm gonna probably make a post on my website, so I'll probably have a link below this video or however YouTube works. The cool thing about it, you know, I've been to a lot of comic book shows and conventions and Star Wars conventions and all kinds of stuff like that. What's really cool about Lego, I think, and the understanding I have is that these things are kind of special because, you know, there's just like so much friendship, you know, there's just such a community that happens. You know, people just kind of unite in their love of this toy that just comes out of nowhere. For example, you go to a comic book show, everybody at a comic book show, even if they had some cool stuff to show off, they're selling it. They slam it on a lunchbox and they're selling it. And, you know, everything's for sale. You could buy comic books, you could buy all kinds of cool stuff. And fair enough, it's cool. Except, of course, you know, there'll be things there for, like, you know, Marvel might have a thing to show off a movie or something like that. But even then, they're selling you the movie. It's all advertisement or what have you. But at Brickworld, at presumably any of these Lego conventions, I'm sure there's one in your neck of the woods, wherever you might be from, there's just, everything's on display. It's just displays. And that's not true. There's a lot of stuff for sale too, which is awesome. And I'll get to that. But you know, people just go there and they set up huge tables that are just, you know, a big castle or a whole bunch of spaceships or a city scene or something. You know, they're just set up the sets that they love and they put them together and they put little people and they set up little scenes and stuff, and it's so cool to look at and to see how people arrange their city or what have you. And none of it's, you know, they're not making money off of that. They're not getting paid to be there. In fact, I think a lot of the people are paying to be there. So people are spending money and setting up all this stuff that they've spent money on simply because they love it and they want to share that love with everybody else. So, you know, go to these. Find one that's near you and go to it because it really is just awesome. It's cool. So yeah, I went with my dad, we had a lot of fun, but I want to show cool stuff that I bought because you know, have no other use for money, I guess. I got this handful of pieces, which are very exciting to me. They're all pieces in Giant Truck, so you know, as I'm working on Giant Truck, I will probably turn to this bag of pieces, and that'll be great because there are a lot of pieces that are going to be tough to get in the quantities that I need because I'm going to need so many of them. So it's going to be great to have those. And what's cool is these people just had these bins of parts that you could just dig through, and how it was set up is you have a cup, so they give you a cup you can scoop and then you pour it into a bag, and then that was like 17 bucks. But I only had this little handful of pieces because that's all I really wanted. So they gave it to me for like $1. It's like $1.07 with tax for all that. So that was awesome. I should have got their names so that I could, you know, give them a shout out or something like that. But what are you gonna do? Another cool thing, you gotta get this. You know, I can't look at a porta potty and not buy the porta potty. Come on. I'm really interested in the new pirate stuff, so I got this new pirate set. They have a new pirate ship. I don't think I'm gonna get that because I have the last generation pirate ship, which is very, very similar. So I'm probably going to stick with that. But some of this other scenery stuff is cool. It's cool to have stuff that the pirates can shoot at because, you know, I'm a kid. I want to play with that. I was there with this hat. That's the reason I'm wearing this hat, because I was wearing it the other day. Also, it's St. Patrick's Day today, so happy, you know, pointless St. Patrick's Day. But I was wearing this hat when I was at Brickworld, just for the heck of it. My hair's getting long and stupid, and I just wanted to wear a hat. So I was walking around, and this kid who was at one of the booths, they were showing off a firehouse that was a recreation of a real firehouse. Very cool thing. I think it's the Fire Museum, actually, up in Lafayette, Indiana. They have a recreation of it made out of Lego. Very, very cool. What is happening? There's a cat attacking my chair right now. So, thanks a lot. So this, this kid was showing off this firehouse. It's a really cool thing. And there were some minifigures inside the firehouse. And the kid was like, hey, come look at this guy. And there's a guy in the middle of the firehouse, a little minifigure, that was the bagpipe guy from one of the minifigure series that they did, you know, as a collectible. And so, you know, he has a hat very much like this. It's a Scottish tam. And the kid was telling us how rare this minifigure was. He was like, it's very rare. I looked around, nobody else has one here. So if you see one of these, and apparently he told my dad that if you find one, people would buy it for like 50 bucks. And we come across this other booth set up that has a whole bunch of stuff for sale. They have a bunch of minifigures for sale and a bunch of sets and stuff like that. It's very neat. And we go up and, you know, we're just looking through things. And the guy there was like, hey, you know, there's a minifigure that has a hat just like that. I was like, oh yeah, somebody else was mentioning that. And so, you know, they went through this whole thing. Like, this kid we were looking through the display. He was like, yeah, it's in one of those displays over there. So just go look in there and you'll see him. And we were looking through, he wasn't there, we couldn't find him. So the guy got out the book of all the minifigures and was looking through for the bagpipe guy. We gotta find the bagpipe guy. Finally, he flipped one, he's like, oh, here he is. Is this him? And it was a saxophone guy. It was a guy with a saxophone. Totally not the same thing. So it was like, well, no, that's a saxophone, that's not a bagpipe. What's wrong with you? And he was like, oh yeah, okay, I thought maybe you would notice. And so he kept flipping. Finally finds him. Okay, there he is, bagpipe guy. Yeah, he's got a hat just like that. That's cool. And he said, oh, it's in this series. And he pulls out a box, digs through it, and finds him. There he was, bagpipe guy. See, there he is, bagpipe guy. He's got a bagpipe. And you see, he's got a hat just like mine. It's near enough that somebody seeing me walk across a convention floor would say, hey, that guy's got the same hat. Give me money. I asked for a same hat discount. The guy said that he's never heard that before. He's never been asked if somebody could get a same hat discount before, so I guess that's cool that I was a first, but it wasn't cool enough for him to actually do it for me, so it was like $12. Of course, my dad was like, hey, let's go sell it to that kid over there. He's going to give us 50 bucks. I went and, you know, was looking at the sets that people had available. There was a wide range of things, from current stuff to reasonably current stuff to older stuff, and from various generations in between. And then I saw something. I saw the emblem for the model team, and it was this set. This is 5561. It's called Bigfoot 4x4. It's an amazing shape. It's from 1997. So this was the successor to Giant Truck. It's not Giant Truck, obviously. It's the successor to Giant Truck. Not nearly as big. Doesn't have as many parts. But I mean, it's model team. These were the sets that I saw that I was in love with when I was a kid. So it's just really, really cool to see this. It was 150 bucks, which I feel like was a reasonably good price for how good a condition this is in. And I mean, yeah, I've looked it up on like eBay since then, and it's very good price for what people are apparently trying to sell it for anyways. So yeah, I just wanted to show this off a little bit. And of course now there's a bag, so the cat is messing with the bag. What I really should do, although I suppose that's wrong, what I could do if I wanted to spend more money on Lego, which of course I do, but I would get a modern kind of equivalent to this, which would be like one of the creator sets, those 3-in-1s that they have these days. Because I think they have those around the same number of pieces. 761 according to brickset.com. It originally retailed for $88, by the way. So $88, now it's $150. Reasonably good markup, I would say. Return on your investment. Considering this is like 10 years old now? No, 20 years old. What am I saying? It's 20 years old. That's, I guess 19 years old. That's pretty good, you know, it's in real good shape for a 19-year-old toy. So, you know, I could go to the store, find a creator set that's the same number of parts, and, you know, get that and compare them. But, you know what, you can do that if you want. You can go to the store and get a creator set. They have a lot of, like, airplanes that are in this sort of line, or this kind of size, so, you know, that would be something you could do and kind of compare it to how this looks. I mean, the thing is that this is, I would say, much higher quality than sets today in terms of the packaging, because, you know, it has this cool flap that opens up and you get all these really sweet pictures of the thing, and you have all the parts there that you can look at, and it's in a plastic tray where they can all sit, and super cool. Yeah, they just don't do this anymore. I think some of the, like, flagship Technic sets today have the flap to see cooler stuff, but even then they don't have, like, the tray here. It's just, you know, a box that you open and the bags are just loose inside, which, you know, let's be honest, like, you have a way to keep Lego. Lego doesn't need to come in its own storage system. And as storage systems go, this one's not great because it's just a, you know, tray that everything can fall out of. So if we're honest, it's not really worth the trouble that they probably went through. But it does just make it seem so premium, so cool, you know, to have this box that you open up and it's got the tray in there and it's got such a cool presentation. So it's a sort of thing that, you know, I feel like you don't get that premium feel in the high-end Legos these days. You know, the really cool, the really expensive stuff today, it's in a bigger box. Stuff might be, you know, it's bagged. You got a lot of bags. They're all numbered. It's all designed to be easily built, which is great, and that's fine. But ultimately, you know, it's just a scaled up version of the smaller sets. You know, you get a set for $10 and it's just got bags in it. You know, the mid-range stuff has bags that are numbered and it's set up to be easy to build. So it's, you know, it's just the same thing. You get an expensive set, it's the same thing as a cheap set these days. Except for, of course, the fact that the expensive set is much cooler, presumably. But yeah, so I mean, it's just, you know, it's a different kind of feel. Like it all lends to the really premium kind of position that the Model Team sets had, that they were something special. And it's stuff like that, you know, that's why I was like so into these. Why I didn't even know that, you know, they were like this, that they had the flap and stuff. If I did, it just would have driven me crazy that much more, because it just, I guess I wouldn't have been surprised though, just because, you know, that's how I viewed them when I was a kid. I just saw them as being so cool, you know. So of course, yeah, of course they're gonna have a sweet box that, like, everything, you store everything in there and stuff. So let's take a look. The cool thing is it's got these chrome exhaust pipes on the side, which those are going to come in handy in giant truck for sure. I'm sure there's a lot of internal pieces. There's going to be a lot of light gray. I see these like kind of ladder pieces here on the front. Not nearly as many as there are on Giant Truck, but those are going to come in handy. Yeah, I'm sure that there are a lot of pieces in this that are going to be able to be used in Giant Truck, which is good. Of course, the tires aren't the same, which I'm still nervous. I don't know how I'm going to get the wheels for Giant Truck, but we'll figure that out when we get there. It's got these Technic pieces with the... I talked about these in one of my first posts about putting together Giant Truck, that I don't have any of these. The funny thing, of course, is something that you will see in my next video about Giant Truck. So that's kind of a funny little punchline on that, because I ended up buying a different set to get these pieces. Turns out I didn't need to because they're here, but I did need to because I got a really sweet set anyways. So yeah, so there's going to be some cool stuff in here that will directly apply to Giant Truck, but of course it also directly applies to Bigfoot 4x4. Bigfoot 4x4. As another point of comparison, and I have to be careful showing this to you because everything's going to fall out. This is a really, really classic, really old Technic set. Before Technic was a thing, it was Expert Builder back then. I got this for Christmas this year. My sister's boyfriend, Stuart, hi Stuart, he is pretty cool. He was talking about how he had one of these when he was a kid and he liked it. So he was able to find one, which is really sweet. And it's in reasonably good shape. This is from the 70s, so it's, yeah, 1977 it says here on the side. It's set number 948, so it's 3-digit set number, which is cool. But if you notice, this has a similar setup. The flap opens up. You've got these plastic bins inside. Of course, they're pretty empty because the set itself is actually put together. So, you know, it's a similar sort of thing. I think this was, you know, this is the Expert Builder set, so it's kind of a more premium feel. Again, they did this to make it seem cooler. So, you know, it's a similar thing to that Model Team set. It's just, it's slightly better. Of course, I don't really have any other 1977 sets to compare that to, so they might have done that for all of them back then. I don't actually know. This is the first set I've had from 1977. So, yeah. I had a great time at Brickworld. It was really fun. Saw a lot of cool stuff. Bought a lot of cool stuff. And I'm going to post all pictures online. Oh, look at this. Allison's home. So, alright, well, so thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time when I'm actually going to talk about Giant Truck. Allison just walked in. Alright, later. Where's the stop button? There it is. No, that's not it. Where's the stop button?